Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got some good news for you today. We're going to get right on into it. All right, Tennessee picked up a 4-star wide receiver. This guy's a tremendous athlete, a very good get for the Vols. And also, Arch Manning has shut down the critics in a major way. And since we're talking Vols and we're talking about a Manning, Peyton, Carl, help me out.
Omaha! Huh?
Thanks, guys. All right, folks, RADARIOUS Jackson is a tremendous athlete. He's a 4-star out of Memphis and has committed to the Vols, so that was a great get for us. I'm going to show you some of his highlights. We'll talk about him a little bit. I think we're going to be very pleased that he picked the Vols. You'll watch him down here in the bottom. And the best thing about this guy that I can tell from watching his highlights is you can see the yards after catch. He has an innate ability to make guys miss very easily. And that's something that you've just, you've got to have that ability. And as you can watch right here, zip, zip, nope. I mean, he makes these guys look foolish. And I understand this is high school, but these are still cornerbacks he's doing this to and defensive backs. Here you'll see his leaping ability and ability to catch at the, man, look at that. That's ridiculous. Also right here, I'm trying to remember exactly which one this is. I think this was a 50-50 ball. And of course he high points it. And this is a guy that also plays a defensive back. He plays quarterback. He plays running. Pretty much whatever they need, he does. Here you'll see his arm length. Boom. No problem. And he's 6'2", 195 pounds. Here he's playing defensive back safety, and he'll go up and high point this as well and get that interception. Then he turns into a running back after the catch. And touchdown. Here you'll see he's playing up as a safety and then one-handed. Zoop, that'll be mine. Thank you very little. And goodbye. You will not be cast. No, I'm gone. Nope. No, you two. Forget you two. Yeah, he's brutal after the catch. He's looking to take off. He's not looking to just make the interception. Now here's, oh, come on. Don't be taking this all the way back. There you go. Let's watch him one more time as a receiver. And once again, high points it. 50-50 ball. It's mine. Now let's watch him one more time as quarterback here. And I'm gone. Oh. Zoop. Zoop. And he's gone. Plenty of speed. He runs track. So as you can see, this is a great get for the Vols. And, oh, by the way, he's got a 3.95 GPA, which is fantastic. And as somebody, look, I lived over at Gibbs Hall. The guys that focused on school and did well with their scholastics never got into trouble. The guys that didn't want to go to class, the guys that didn't want to study were always getting in crap. That's just the real world. When a guy's close to a 4.0, you're not going to have any trouble out of him. It also means he's going to study the playbook. He's going to do the film breakdown work that you need to do to be able to defeat these cornerbacks and safeties. And you're just not going to have any trouble out of him. So I always like it when we get fortunate enough to get a good student athlete, somebody that actually cares about his education. That always bodes well. And Josh Heupel was all over that. He's like, oh, yeah, this guy's a super athlete, and he's a good kid. And also, George McIntyre played a role in this. He's very excited about playing with a 5-star in McIntyre, and I think these two will make a very nice combo. Now let's talk about Arch Manning. He played in the Texas spring game, and a lot of people have been saying that he's really a 3-star. They gave him the 5th star and the 4-star because he's a Manning. And he's really not that good, and he had struggled in that first spring game that he played as a true freshman, where he never played any college ball at all. And, of course, this year, as he's had time to learn the playbook and get comfortable in college, he went out and blew it up in the spring game. He was 19 for 25, threw for 355 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a partridge in a pear tree. He looked great. He threw with great touch, accuracy, all of that. And I can root for him because when he was coming out the same as Nico, they were 1 and 2, depending on which service you looked at. And Josh Heupel wanted Nico because he's a true dual threat quarterback. He's a fantastic dual threat. And Manning is more of a pocket passer. He's athletic and he can run, just like a Quinn Ewers they have at Texas, but he's a much better fit for Texas's offense. Whereas we want guys that are kind of like a Hendon Hooker, who was an ideal fit, Nico, who's an ideal fit. So it's not like Arch Manning didn't choose us. It was, look, Nico had already taken the spot. So I expect Arch to have a very nice career there at Texas. Now, some people are surprised that he didn't transfer out because Quinn Ewers decided to stay. But he's just a redshirt freshman, so his family, obviously, money's not an issue. Duh. And his dad, Cooper, was also a great athlete. A lot of people don't realize that he had what's called a spine narrowing problem. He was a wide receiver at Ole Miss and was the most athletic of the three sons. But because of that, it was too dangerous for him to continue on in the NFL. And he would have been an NFL wide receiver for sure. But like I say, because of that health problem and the risk of being a wide receiver with that issue, it's just too dangerous. I'm sure that was heartbreaking for him. But to see his son with this level of success, I'm sure is very exciting for them. And I think they're very comfortable with him sitting that full year. And even if he has to sit this year as a backup, I don't think they're too concerned about that because they're kind of old school. You know, they grew up in a time where you did sit for a couple of years and then you took over. Even though Peyton, you know, he took over right away because of an injury. It's not normal for a freshman back in the day to start out as quarterback. So he'll probably take over Texas as a sophomore, or if there is an injury with Ewers, he'll be right in there, and they should feel pretty comfortable with him. Of course, our guy's ready to go. We've already seen what he can do. So anyway, very good news for the Vols, and I thought that was an interesting story about Arch Manning that you might want to hear. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover all this big Vols news. Of course, college sports in general. If you've not subscribed, hit this little button right here. It will not cost you a dime. It would help me out. I'd certainly appreciate it.
Come on. Come on. Oh, okay.
And right over here is the most recent video. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.